This is Kaous Games. Today, what I want to do, I want to kind of go in and I've noticed there's a new trailer concerning Sekiro. Settled die twice. I haven't really talked about it. Just wanted to check out, get my first reaction on it, and kind of share my thoughts, my initial reaction of it. So let's take a look and see what this is about here. Okay.
Welcome to a vision of Japan, unlike anything you've experienced before. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, is set during the closing years of the Sengoku period. It's a time of near endless...
Yeah, I took a history class in college about Asian history as one of the electives, and talked a lot about the Sengoku period. Surprisingly, area in history. It's a fascinating area in history, but it's a area that I feel isn't really covered as much as you think it would be for how interesting it is. Like a good 100 so plus year period of this constant war. Japan was a hellhole in that period. So it's always interesting that you don't see more fiction set in that area. You see a few things here and there, but not as much as you would think. These are more about like Meiji Restoration, like Rurouni Kenshin and other things like that, but not the Sengoku period, which was very strange because of just how interesting the period and how bloody, and that's a lot of the sword styles and a lot of things were developed in that period just out of pure necessity. So just interesting. A little side thought.
Conflict and bloodshed. Journey into this unforgiving world shaped by violence and discover what secrets await in the shadows. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, follows the story of a shinobi known as the Wolf. As a young boy roaming the battlefield, he's taken in by the owl.
What's the matter, Stray? Nothing left to lose?
The wolf is assigned to protect a new master known as the Divine Heir.
You will pledge your life in my service.
As you command.
The boy is the descendant of a mysterious bloodline, making him the target of the Ash.
That field right there to me looked like a lot of a field you fight in the game Neo. Just want to throw that out there. Or it looks like almost like the fight with Gurman a bit. But back to it.
Clan.
Leave this to me. So the noble shinobi stands in our way.
They ain't go his way.
You must never forget the shinobi code.
And snatched his master too.
If your master is taken, bring him back at any cost. What is this?
The wolf's prosthetic arm changes how he fights. This mysterious shinobi tool can be outfitted with an arsenal of powerful items, like the grappling hook. Use it to explore new areas or gain a tactical advantage.
Oh, snap.
Break shields with the...
You know what? This is starting. The more and more I see of this game, it's starting to remind me less and less of a Souls game and more so of an old school fling from my past, Tenchu. The Tenchu series was my jam back in the 90s, early 2000s. I played the first three. Didn't play the other ones. Like I played a few of them. They put out a couple side projects. I think the one with Ayame and Rin as the main characters. I played that one too. Didn't play the ones on Xbox 360. Didn't have an Xbox 360 at the time, and didn't go back for it once I did get one. But this is reminding me more of Tenchu more so than a Souls game at this point, or Bloodborne for that matter. And that's a good thing, because the stealth and the grappling hook and the things you can do. That was very reminiscent of what Tenchu used to do. It's almost it's interesting that this is it's from Activision and FromSoft, so you might see a melding of those two great series. Is that one is now pretty much largely defunct, as you don't see any more Tenchu games anymore. But back in the day, For stealth, you had your Metal Gear people, and you had your Tenchu people, were a smaller pool. I was in the Tenchu pool. I didn't really mess with Metal Gear. I messed with Tenchu heavy though.
Loaded axe. Drag enemies closer with the loaded spear, or set them ablaze with the flame vent.
Oh, snap.
Stun and confuse enemies with shuriken and firecrackers, or deflect heavy attacks with the loaded umbrella.
Oh, snap.
Mix these powerful tools with your sword to find new ways to kill ingeniously and tip the odds of the fight your way. Combat in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice requires strategy, and the same tactics won't work against every enemy. A master shinobi must be both aggressive and versatile. Deflection is just one way to turn an enemy's attacks into an opportunity. Each deflection will deal damage to an enemy's posture. Keep it up, and the enemy's posture will break, leaving them vulnerable. Use this critical moment to land serious damage with a shinobi death blow. Enemies at times.
And that's another thing that you got to give Neo credit, because Neo kind of had a similar kind of that seems to be kind of a poise mechanic. That where if you break an enemy's poise a certain way, you can land a critical blow, and Neo had that too. So there's a lot of good things in Neo that I think people overlook for what it added to the genre, and that I feel like if they're implementing some cool uses of that here.
Times will use perilous attacks that cannot be blocked. In these situations, you'll need to make a split-second decision. Will you risk great harm to yourself and attempt to counter the attack? Or will you use this moment to fall back and prepare for your next move? Success against stronger enemies will come down to learning their distinct tactics and responding with your own unique offensive and defensive maneuvers. You'll also find that certain situations allow for a silent approach. Use your blade for a quiet takedown.
It's Tensu right there, baby. That
or
Tensu.
eavesdrop to gain vital information about your enemies. In Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, you won't survive every encounter, but death is not always defeat. The wolf has his limited ability to return from the dead using resurrection. After resurrecting, the wolf is vulnerable. If he's killed, it will mean losing valuable resources and potentially other, more personal consequences. Performing a shinobi death blow or resting at a sculptor's idol will allow the wolf to resurrect once again.
So some basic souls mechanics.
With each battle won, you'll begin to unlock new skills that help you fight and defend. You'll discover shinobi tools that expand the capabilities of your prosthetic arm and find materials like gunpowder to upgrade them.
Yo!
Your journey into darkness will be fraught with challenge and surrounded by death. But if you execute different strategies in battle and leverage the powerful tools in your arsenal, you can rise to any challenge.
Yeah, that's gonna be fed, man. Coming out, March has been crazy for gaming, man. You got Sekiro, you got daggone Devil May Cry, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's some good stuff right there, Chief. I'm with that. So yeah, but regardless, though, that's enough of that. I'm very excited about that. And that's like I said, more and more I look at it, it's looking more like like a Tenchu game with a perfect blend of Souls and other titles from that era. I'm hyped up now. I didn't know what they were getting done like that in that game. It's gonna be lit. So I definitely am looking forward to getting into it and trying to figure the game out and find my own style. I'm sure I'll be a mix of. I'll probably end up doing it like I did with Tenchu, which is I try to be as stealthy as I can, but once stealth is out the window, I'm gonna probably go in guns a-blazing and until I'm about to die, and then I run away and try to hide again and rinse, repeat the process if possible. But, we'll find out. I might post some gameplay on it. Didn't post any Devil May Cry gameplay because I'm not all that impressive at it as I used to be. And I was getting, especially when I eventually did go back and I played it on Devil Dante Must Die mode and all that. So, and it didn't do so well stylistically. So, didn't post any of that. But otherwise, anyway, off topic. This looks live. I'm definitely picking it up day one. But anyway, tell me, are you guys picking it up? And again, it's been Kaous for Kaous Games. Until next time, gamers, game on.